Hello everyone and welcome. We are here, we are live, we are ready to go, and we are once again in Kerbal Space Program Hardcore mode. This is the series in which I'm playing through what is mostly a stock game, stock part, stock gameplay. There's a few things dressing things up a little bit, like for instance Contract Plus window you can see right here, and Kerbal Engineer, but they're all more quality of life things than anything else. But I am playing it on hard mode with the further difficulty that I've turned down the science collection rate to just 30% of what it is normally. And what we are with right now, this is the Cerberus with Deluxe, Valentina, Roland, and William C. Kerman all aboard. They are on their way to Kerbal Station, and they will be rendezvousing with the station in, what do we got here, about 26.5 minutes. Along with the station is Zumbinis' scrap. I brought this back down from Minmus, and with a contract to rescue Zumbinis and to recover his, or it's actually her scrap. Yeah, that's been kind of the adventure for the last stream and a bit, actually, because, well, I don't want to get into all the details, but oh my lordy, that I made the whole thing convoluted. But the short of it is that the vessel that's holding the scrap right now is incapable of making it down to the surface without some adjustments. I need to get an engineer there to attach some parachutes, and so we're going to be sending along William C. They're going to rendezvous with it, and in fact I have a craft attached to Kerbal Station that will take all 5 down comfortably. I think I'll just bring them all together, and then the scrap will go down on its own, and if things go bad, things go bad. At least I get William out of the deal. And I still got a lot of other contracts that are all over here, so I do want to start looking at banging the rest of this stuff off once we get to it. But right now, well, we're about 25.5 minutes away, so let's get going. Actually, I should mention as well, I like to always welcome aboard my most recent YouTube members and Patreon patrons. So welcome aboard Foxworth Kerman and Nate Ferrier, who just joined in the last week. Thank you very much for your support, and of course an ongoing thank you to all of my Patreon patrons and YouTube members who help to support this channel. Also, some of you might have noticed I made a bit of an announcement earlier today. My RP1 series will be coming back. My plan is to drop the first video on Saturday. This is a series that I stepped away from a little over a year ago. It was becoming way too arduous, especially the editing component of it. But I'm thinking I got a new format that's going to make things quite a bit more easier and and more sustainable. That's going to be the plan. But anyway, let's get down there. Let's get down to our station. Get this show on the road. And one of my original plans was actually to get Zumbinis into this craft, which is leaving from Minmus as well. And then I realized this craft can only hold a maximum of 4 Kerbals, and I already had 4 Kerbals in the station that's in orbit about Minmus, so yeah, like I said, things weren't planned out particularly well. But right now, oh, I gotta do the F4 thing to see our target. I'm suspecting the purple one is actually Zumbinis. And let's get this show going. Little bit coming in from a bit of an inclined orbit, so a little bit of a not an inclined orbit, I'm sorry, an elliptical orbit. So a bit of velocity here. I'm going to need this shed. I'm going to give myself a little bit of throttle. I'm watching that time too. Just want to give enough for it to sort of stabilize. And stop clicking down. Stop clicking down would be super nice. Oh boy, it's still clicking down. I don't like that. Do not like that it's still clicking down. Oh, it's slowing down now. I think I'm okay. So if you can't stop this from getting to 0, it means you're gonna go blowing by your target. Oh, I might have started my slowing down. Wait. Can I? Ah, here we go. Had the throttle limiter down too low. That's helping. We're good. Okay, just noticing the time shooting up, so I stopped that. Glad I remembered I had the throttle limiter turned down. So this is our station. This is Zumbinis. And on the docked with the station is my first single stage orbit spaceplane that got itself to orbit real quickly, but was not able to, have yet to bring it down outside of simulation mode. So that's going to be the next part of this. And we're gonna find a docking spot. Is that docking port right there that I see? Says target. Okay, slow down. Okay, control from here. Let's try and see if we can steer this right in. Okay, gotta slow down a bit more. RCS time. Get on that little marker. Chasing a little bit. That's okay. I think I'm okay. I got it. I got this. I got this. I got this. Oh, Valentina's getting braver and braver with these things. Okay. So there we are. We are docked. This is my space plane. Let's toggle off the torque. And actually, no, we'll leave everybody aboard there for now. Let's find Zumbinis. He should be pretty close by. There we are. So this is Zumbinis. This is the craft. This is the craft that went out to Minmus, picked him up with the claw, and brought him back to here. Let's point over at our target. That is not pointing to our target. Sorry, let me get Kerbal Engineer going again. Our target's the station. Really? Go back to the... Set the station. Kerbal station as a target. Target. That is definitely not... Oh, wait. Control from here? No? Okay, I don't understand what's going on there. Oh, that's my prograde relative... Yeah, now it makes sense. Sorry, that's just my speed relative to the target. I need to blow this way a little bit. There we go. That's making more sense. How far away are we? Oh. This is useless. Oh, no, that's not you. There we go. There we go. Still a few minutes away, so let's just increase our relative speed here a bit. All right. Spin around. Hey, Mike, have you heard about NASA Space Apps Challenge? I have not, Fran BM. And hello, Jarda Scara. I'm glad you could make it. Really does help for the people in the chat if you do at me. This has nothing to do... This has everything to do with my limited ability to pay attention. If you at me, it comes up as a great big orange block, and I just noticed that in the chat. So it's easier for me to kind of pull that out. Alright, now this can't dock with the station because it's got no docking ports on it. I docked it with Minmus Station last episode, but that was by salvaging some docking ports from the station, and because there were some planning issues that had this thing not have enough fuel. Right now, though, everything's fine. So we're just going to park nearby. We're going to get our engineer to install some parachutes. We're going to fly Zumbinis over. Then this we'll actually bring the crew first down and then this first down. I hope it doesn't mind that I bring them down separately. I wouldn't see why it would. It's kind of going above where the plane is. I kind of like the way it's setting itself up here. Okay. All right. So just gonna come in here, come to a relative stop. Here's good enough. There we go. And put the RCS off. We'll go it around this way. And let's fly Zumbinis has been stuck in this thing this whole time. I'm assuming they equip her with an EVA pack and all that kind of stuff. Yep, she's good. Okay. So let's get her out. Get her as being our first passenger. I'm pretty sure, yes, I can see that this can hold actually 5 Kerbals. It's got 2 of those 2-person crew capsules and then a Mark I cockpit. And I think the hatch is in the way, so I think I'm going to have to go in through the station. That's not a problem. Okay, and board, and let's start transferring folks over. So Zumbinis first. There we go. And our 2 pilots. Valentina. And is Deluxe our other pilot? Yep. And we have Robert F., our scientist. Actually, we now have 2 scientists aboard. And then William, I'm going to have to transfer here, and then William's going to attach some parachutes. So, William. EVA. Does he have? Yes, he does. I'm very paranoid about them not having the EVA pack. So, we're going to just use the engineer. I stowed a couple of parachutes in these containers. Somebody in the YouTube comments mentioned that, you know, it would have been really easier just to stick the radial parachutes anywhere on this vessel. The engineer still would have been able to move them, and then you could have, just move them and not have to have the weight of these cargo containers, to which I said, yep, you're right. That's another oversight on my part. Okay, construction mode. Let's move this window over to here. Whoops. And 1 parachute comes out. I'm just going to have to eyeball this the best I can. I think that'll work. I can move them around again if I want. Maybe a little higher. Wait, is it or not? Yeah, I should be able to. There we go. That'll make things easier. I'll put them up towards the nose here. Put the snap on. See, just like it is in the VAB. Oh, it looks funny when I do that. Okay, take the snap off. 1 there. And I'll move that one up. Try and put it in the same spot. I think that'll work. Nope. RCS on. Okay, now it's time to get you in. Oh, welcome. I'm going to say, okay. Laloon cooked noodle. I'm gonna go with that, or I'm hoping that's right. But thank you very much. Joined as a General Rocketeer. And Lord Predator. Well, thank you very much. I always like it when people say stuff like this as well. You know, KSP, I swear, there's gonna have to be people that are working in the industry, you know, a decade or 2 decades from now, they're going to attribute KSP for the game, you know, what hooked them. It has to happen, right? What visual mods do I use? I'm being asked. They are all down there, down to the in the description. I can't list them all particular, and all the mods are there. The only one that I pay for is BlackRack's volumetric clouds, which you have to become a patron in order to get access to, which, you know, it's $5. Honestly, well worth it. But that is that. Okay, let's get down to our. So I'm gonna put on there. And where is the K? That is not the KSC. Where's the KSC? Oh, it is there. Okay. So I'm going to start my descent. There. Let's get over around where the Boomerang launch site is. I'll get a little bit before. We'll undock and we'll start our trip down to the surface. And this will be a space plane descent, which I think is going to be pretty exciting. Okay. So we will undock here. This is a very low-tech space plane. The only thing, whoops, that it's just 3 reliant engines. That's the whole kit and caboodle. This way, right? Yep. Back away. Everybody aboard, please. Yep, all 5 of them. And we'll put this onto the retrograde. Oh, I have no reaction wheels. Toggle the torque. There it goes. Do not hit the station. Good plane. Okay, I'm just going to back away a little bit here. Boy, it did come pretty close to hitting the station, didn't it? Alright, so I do have, let's put this over here, Trajectories installed. So let's open that up. There we go. We're going to target the KSC. This really helps you dial this in. And our descent is going to be in a prograde direction. We're going to have an angle of attack at the beginning of about 45 degrees. That's going to probably stay around 30 degrees in the high atmo, down to maybe about 10, and then finally 10. These are guesstimates. You don't have to make this at all precise. And then I can keep this onto the target info. Yep, that's what I want to keep it on right there. Okay, and we can look here. Go a little bit. I always like to start the same spot. And my spot is underneath the Boomerang launch site. I just find it easier to kind of dial it in if I do that. Starting the engines would be a good idea. Okay, do I have to activate this way? I do. Staging wasn't activating them. Okay. And let's start this. So you can see there's a cross at where my target is. So all I gotta do is burn retrograde. And there's our prediction from trajectory. Just put the 2 crosses right on top of each other. And hopefully just glide on in. Okay. And the other thing I like to do is I like to keep the weight of the craft as far forward as I can. Let's turn this, no, let's keep it on orbit. There we go, it blew up. So what I like to do is, let's just pick, just looking at the cans, let's pick these 2 cans. And I'm going to put all the liquid fuel and oxidizer in those cans. So we'll grab this one and go out, and oh, there's nothing there. Oh, I've already done it. But then that puts the weight as far forward as you can. Okay, I have already done that, obviously. Okay, that's good, I guess. Where's the monoprop stored in this thing? I got some monoprop at the back. There's monoprop. There's so little monoprop, it's almost full of okay, that doesn't matter. I was gonna do some moving around with the monoprop, but I'm not gonna worry about it. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put these two tanks here, like that. I'll pin them. And then I'm going to grab this single tank here. And then if all of a sudden I find the thing's really nose heavy, I'm going to pump fuel into this back tank. And if I find too many windows, let's get rid of engineer. Just to clear up some real estate here. There we go. And then if I find that, well, if it's nose light, I'm probably in a lot of trouble. So, okay, let's do this. Let's do this and hope for the best. Now, I did test this once. Actually, last week I was talking like, I don't remember ever testing this thing. And I went back and looked at my old streams. And when I built this thing, I did a simulation where I flew it from the launch pad, because it takes off vertically, to orbit. And then I descended and landed it on the runway in my first try, and everything went fine. You know, that is some heavy knocking on wood there. Hopefully, everything will go fine again. That's all I can do. Okay, 80 kilometers. We're about to enter into the atmosphere. Let's see if I can again do some real estate adjustments here. Put that there, this guy here. There we go. Okay, that's going on surface, that's going on terrain. This is going to a pitch up of 45 degrees. There should be little icons from trajectories telling me I do not see them. Oh, did I click retrograde? Settings. What did I do? Descent. Retrograde, prograde, 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 prograde. It's thinking I'm going down backwards. That makes more. All of a sudden I was like, where's my icon? It was on the other side of the Navball. So it gives you a little green square there. And that's actually what I have this stuff set at. I can decide whether I want to be on that or not. There is a red ball here. So I can see actually, I can't remember if I'm undershoot. Oh, I can see here. I am majorly, I always get this backwards. Am I gonna land to the west of it, or is the KSC to the west of where I land? I think I'm gonna come short. I think I'm coming. Here we go. Pitch down. Oh, we're not in the atmosphere yet. Now we're in the atmosphere. I want to start seeing these numbers change. And I can see, I think I have to pull it to the north is what this is telling me when it says I'm... always get this backwards. Nope, this is worse, so I got to pitch up. I'm overshooting, so I got to stall it a little more. There we go. Now I'm bringing that number down. See that west number? Take some experimenting. Here we go. Make sure to retract the solar panel. Thank you. Yes, retract that solar panel. We don't have more things we want to fix. All right, so I can see that we are overshooting. That's what this west is telling me, but that's why I'm pitched up so aggressively right now. And I'm also pitched a little bit towards the north because I think nope, it's the other way. I'm going to pitch it a little bit to the south. So it's saying I'm landing to the west and to the south of my target. So I need to... There we go. So that's bringing the south part away. Moving a little bit crossways. And I'm also stalling it as best I can to bring this west mark down. We'll see. Solar panels in. So that was from my initial burn. It wasn't very, very good. But we can correct. And worst comes to worst, you can ditch it in the water. It's no disaster. It's just you know, an element of shame. Let's put this on these guys, because this gives, you can see here, it's really pitching up. That gives you some idea of the balance, right? So if it's pitching up, well, let's see once I'm in a more sensible orientation what it thinks. It's a full belly flop right now. Oh, where's my south line? Okay, that's getting closer, so I should start moving more towards due east. The south is getting closer here. Let's actually put it right on due east. Oh, am I going to be launch in the twilight here a little bit? So it wants to fall forward. So let's see if I move some of this fuel into here, how that helps. It really wants to fall forward right now. So I'm pumping fuel to the back. That should help with that. Just looking, do I need to toggle this torque? Yes. Reaction wheels in the cockpit were off. Every little bit helps. So I really need to keep it pitched up right now because I'm still overshooting by quite a lot. I can't believe I'm overshooting that much. Did I really set it that badly? I find that hard to believe. Like 500 kilometers I'm overshooting? Oh, I know why, because I set it wrong. Oh, that's my fault. Of course, it's always my fault. But when I set up the descent, I had it all on retrograde, so that's why it's all messed up now. Ah, I was thinking I was going down backwards. I think that's the KSC going right below us. Okay, so landing on the runway is not in the cards. Not in the cards, folks. Because with only rocket engines, I have no ability to fly this thing. Unless I can try and see if I can spiral down. We're coming over it right now. Maybe I shouldn't jerk around too much because I cannot revert. No, I shouldn't fool around. I don't want to end up breaking this thing apart. Sorry, that's my mistake. There's the KSC going below us. Now it makes more sense why I'm overshooting by so much. Okay, so we're ignoring now all of this target info. I'm just going to try and bring it down safely. Oopsie doodle. Actually, it feels very nicely balanced, so I don't think I need to move. In fact, right now my hands are off the keyboard, so I think I won't be moving any more fuel around. And I'm going to open up... I think if I open up this HUD, it tells me, yes, whether I'm above the water or not. I would like to land in the water, especially when it's in the dark. I was thinking of doing like a spiraling down, like a big swooping turn, which can be done, but then... I don't know what I'm looking at there. But then I go, what if the, the plane might break apart and all of that stuff? The Jebediah maneuver. Yeah, I think it's even too far past for the Jebediah maneuver. And the last thing I want to do in a game I'm playing on hard, I can't revert, I can't quick save. Last thing I want to do is break this thing apart and lose my lovely crew. You don't want to do that. Still over the water. I don't know what that is below me. That is it just like some sort of debris? Yeah, there's some debris down there. Moon Mapsat 1 debris. Okay, I'll have to clean that up. I think I see a coastline coming. But we're it's calm right now. It's good. Ah, that was a sonic boom. Ah, it does matter where your camera is. So, oh, now I see what's happening. So there's obviously a shock cone coming off of this thing, and Okay, I'm stopping now. But every time I move the camera through the shot cone, I get a sonic boom. Because it felt weird. Like, why was I getting sonic booms? But now it kind of makes sense. In a dumb way. In a dumb way, it kind of makes sense. Okay, I gotta stop doing that. I'm finding it a little annoying, but kind of funny at the same time. Yeah, I'm wondering if I'm not using trajectories, so let's turn trajectories right off. That's not even using that now. We're slowing down nicely though, but I'm wondering, is it this one that has the sound? Is there a way of turning off the sonic booms? Because it's a little dumb. It's a little dumb, I think. The advanced settings doesn't add too much, does it? Staging sounds, enable audio effects. Maybe that's sonic booms. Let's see what happens if I turn that off. Save that. Okay, where are we? We're still over water. We're coming down. I see a shoreline here. I'm gonna probably, I think what I should do at this point is start to turn, because I don't want to go to that shore. But we have a lot of altitude. So we should be able to get this down where we need to. We can do it this. We can get a little bit of a diving action here. So the idea here is just to pull it around. Still not a lot of air right here, so I gotta be a little careful. Where's the clear the target? I was noticing the icons were still there. There, off. Okay. Just turning around so we can go in the water. Fortunately, very dark. I do have this guy. Let's see if I can make this a little better for people if I turn that up. Hopefully that's a little better. Whoa. Actually, there's a night button there. No. Okay. I don't want to stray too far from this prograde because I do not want to blow anything up. Was I pulling a lot of G's on those turns? I was paying more attention to where my camera or my lighting mod was at. Alright. We're almost at due west. And then we'll bring it down. We got about 6 kilometers above the water surface. We are still above the water, so all that is good here. Let's calm this down. Well, I also have, don't I have Atmosphere Autopilot, or did I not install that? I did not. Oh, wait, I did. Well, maybe it's not. Okay, I do have. Should pay attention to what I'm doing. Let's turn on the fly-by-wire. That just makes the flying just more realistic. I like that. Nice. Atmosphere Autopilot mod. Can I get rid of all this? There. Just makes that, see, it's not as jerky from the... We're good. Alright, so this should do the rescuing Zumbinis. I still have to bring down Zumbinis' scrap. I'm being told to check in here the altitude setting, sea ground, but I don't know if I have time. We're a kilometer from impact, so I think I should probably just control. I just wasn't sure if I even had that installed, but I do. The cruise control autopilot's really nice for doing those survey missions where you got to fly to some faraway waypoint and all that kind of stuff. Okay, I got to really start paying attention. 400 meters. There's no do-overs. I gotta keep that speed out. Okay, level off. 100 meters. I'm going really slow. Let's get down. It's gonna stall pretty soon. Alright. We're doing okay, excellent. Alright, recovered. So there they go, they're safe. Not on the runway, which is a little embarrassing, but what you gonna do? Alright, so that is that, and that. Let's just check our contract. So it did give us that, so we just have to get the scrap down now. So we're just going to go straight back up. Now we gotta figure out what we're gonna do for the second part of this stream. Well, first of all, there was that debris. I should get that. Oh, that's debris, and what is this? Okay, I got some debris in orbit. That one. Recover you. There's more debris here. Oh my god, okay. Let's turn that off so I don't have to look at it. Zumbinis is scrap. That's what we're doing. Alright, so this is simply to recover this. There is, yeah, I think that makes sense. There's my heat shield. Just want to check, and I got all the electricity I need. These reaction wheels are on. They are. Okay. So I'll put the staging and the parachutes in the same stage. That makes perfect sense. And we are going to, let's put this down somewhere in the day side. Again, let's just, here, I can turn on trajectories again. Nah, let's not bother. Let's just do it. Let's just do it. Okay, where's the station? Oh, I do want to make sure it's RCS our way past the station here. I don't want to end up banging into it by mistake. That feels better. Alright, let's do it. So, yeah, let's turn on trajectories. You can show folks how it works. Descent, this time we are going down retrograde, just flat out. Okay, there is the desert launch site. Let's put ourselves in the ocean over here, maybe. Or actually, let's go in the ocean past the desert launch site. That should work well. And we're closer. Oh, I'm way over here. I'm not paying any attention. Oh my god, and I don't have trajectories on. Oh my golly. We'll do that. I was totally mixed up as to where I was. And at least now, like, if this part fails without Zumbinis in it, you know, it means the contract will fail, but I won't lose Zumbinis. He's still part of the crew. Which, honestly, is the most important part of doing these. Do I have... I do. I was wondering where my antennas were, so I did think that part ahead. So when I stage, I'm not going to lose my communication, so let's stage. Try it again. There we go, and that arms the parachutes. Retrograde, surface. Blew up, because it always looks better with the blue up. I don't see what could go wrong. What could possibly go wrong at this point? And we'll time warp through this one a little quicker. Well, there's some maneuver thing there. It is a pretty shallow descent that I picked, but we should be starting to pick up some heat pretty soon. Oh, wait. I just realized I think my antennas are still deployed. Retract that. Is that the only one? Okay, just the one. Send our way through the clouds, and we are over the water. Goody, good. That was the whole idea. Just realized that I still had the station selected as a target there. No need for that. No need for SAS anymore. And coming through the clouds. Nice body of water there below us. There's a rainstorm going on over there. Ooh, I should have put the spread up. Can I still do that here? I don't think it does anything, does it now? Thinking of the parachutes. Spread them out more. I don't think it's doing anything. Okay. Alright, easy peasy, lemony squeezy. Took 2.5, almost 2 full, almost 2 full streams, I think, if you add up all the time. Had to be at least 3 hours of work to get this contract done. But it's done. So I guess that's good. Well, not done yet, but... Oh, thunderstorms, ominous thunderstorms. And it's starting to rain, but that's okay. Gentle recover. I'm not really sure, John, if real shoots keeps the parachutes from clipping into each other. My guess is not. Like, my guess is they'll still clip. I think that probably just has to do with the physics of the game. If you started putting in collision physics with parachutes, I think you're in a lot of trouble. Okay, so I think you're almost inviting crazy stuff to happen. That should be the contract complete, correct? Correct? Yay, we did it. Okay, excellent. So that is that contract now done. All green. We can get rid of that, I have 163.8 science, but what I kind of want to do, I wrote a note to myself. I want to go check my moon station because I have scientists there just busily generating science for me. So let's go out there. Should probably bring these folks back sometime. Because the one thing in this game, science is a premium. Because of what I put the settings at. So I want to scrounge up every bit of science I can. Alright, so let's see. Do I have science to transmit here? Window plus can go away. I do. I have 117.57 science, so let's transmit that. Awesome. I'll leave them to keep working. They are generating 4 science points a day, or just about. And I think this station is very fuel starved. Oh, maybe not. Oh, it is. Yeah, I got to bring up more fuel. if I want to do any more landings with this. One thing at a time. All right, that's more science. Bam. Okay, 117 science there. I also want to check, because I've gone through and done all of these SCANsat mapping satellites. And so I want to check to see if there's any science there for me to get, because I think once they're done their whole scanning, I think there's science here. I can check this. Go to the map. Come here. So here's a visual scan of the moon. You can see it's almost done. There's little rays still left. I also have an altimetry scan. That looks very 100% done, including showing me where various anomalies are. I also have a biome map, which looks not quite done either. Shoot, still little streakies. But let's go visit these satellites and see if there's science there. So I'm going to just switch to... because I think you get science. It's been a while since I've used SCANsat, so I'm not 100% sure. So this is the telescope doing the visual scan. So I think you just go analyze the data. Yeah, there we go. 6.2 science. Transmit that. It's not quite all done, but I'll take it. I'll take it. Let's go around to all of my various little SCANsat science, and then we'll see what... Wow, that uses a lot of electric charge. Okay, and we got another one here. This one actually has 2 scanners on it. This is the altimetry scanner. 6 science, and it looks like it's 100% done. Okay, that didn't use up too much electricity. And then I got this multispectral analyzer. Not 100%, but there's 8 science there. What am I up to now? 293 science, but I still have some more satellites to check. Because around Kerbal, I have more. More. So here I have another mapping satellite there. And at some point I should be doing these around Minmus. I've not done that yet. That's the same telescope that we saw just a moment ago. Analyze that. 5.4 science. Go. Being asked, do you have any tips for someone who's starting off in this game? I'm on the normal science mode and don't know where to get more science or increase the range of my rockets. There is plenty of science. That's the one thing I would say to anybody starting, and it's not immediately obvious that there is so much science for you to get. So if you're having trouble getting science, it's because you're missing some. I do have a video. I wish I knew exactly what it was called, but I do have a video which is just like 5 easy missions at the beginning, and here's all the science you can collect, and it just shows you just how much science you can get just right at the very beginning of the game, or fairly early in the game. So it's about doing that, you know, getting out of that sort of tier 1 stage of the game. Analyze more data. So yeah, sorry if I have to, but see if you can find my scanning for science videos. I do have a tutorial. You go to my my YouTube page. You will definitely, it's all organized in terms of playlists. Look at one of the tutorial ones. It's usually towards the beginning. Let's see. This is done. Yes, I think I've gotten now all the science I can from these. So let's get to mission control. Back to the Space Center. Can you make this stream into videos? No, I'm not. That's where I get myself bogged in time-wise, is editing downstream. So I do get that people like the shorter form videos. I like the shorter form videos myself, but I think I'm just going to kind of avoid that. I hope people don't mind. Why are these guys floating in space? Okay, I'm going in here. I got 313 science to spend by gum, and I'm going to spend it. So it's 160 for these nodes, 300 for these nodes. I do have the nuclear propulsion with the nerve engine. I could go there. Big cans I don't care about. Don't really care about that. More building parts. I do like the inline clampetron. Bigger fairings. A lot of other little parts like that. What's down here? Better wheels. Oh, the external command seat for building rovers and the... Okay, yeah. The Rove Mate. Gyros down here. We got bigger solar panel. I do love these circular ones though. And then the Gigantors I think is down here. Bigger batteries. Okay, so there's that. I could only do one of those. Or... Oh shoot, I can't quite do two of these. I'm just trying to decide what's going to be the most useful for me. Bigger heat shield, more plane parts. I'm kind of been sticking away from planes. They're just taking too much. I think I'm better off doing one of these ones. So there's the bigger solar panels. Oh, I still got to upgrade the R&D center. There's the bigger solar panels, which is not bad. Rovers. I wouldn't mind doing a crewed rover. That'd be a good idea. I'm really thinking that might be where to go. Bigger tanks or the nerve engine. That's what I'm tempted by. I think I'm going to go rovers. Field science. Rovers. 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 Boom. Rovers. There we go. And... Can I upgrade this yet? Not. Oh my gosh, that's expensive. Okay, I gotta save up my pennies for that one. Let's do a very quick look at what we have for available contracts. We got science data from space around Gilly. We have gathered surface deployed mystery goo observations from the surface of Gilly. Ooh, a Gilly mission would be a crewed Dilly mission. Something to think about there, isn't it? Explore Eve, splash down and return. No, that not ready for that yet. It's landing on Eve and coming back. Then there's more SCANsat missions. I could definitely do some scanning around Minmus. Would not be a bad idea. I think I actually already have some of those. The Sentinel contract. Detect 3 comets with the Sentinel infrared telescope. I like that idea too. Stations. Expand the station. Thankfully, it's Minmus around Minmus. Ooh. Go to Thankfully, it's Minmus station. What do we got to do? It's currently orbiting. It currently supports 8 Kerbals, and it currently has 114 units of monopropellant aboard. We need to expand its capacity up to 15 Kerbals. Add the cupola to the station. Add... For frick's sakes, 1,114 units of monopropellant to your station. Why does it have to be such a ridiculous number? Maintain stability. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to just build my own I'm going to do my own station. Thank you very much. And just ignore contracts. Do a seismic surveys of Minmus near yada yada yada. That's clearly a rover mission. Okay, you know what I'm going to do? Not for now, but I am looking at these Gilly parts, and I'm thinking a crewed Gilly mission in the not too distant future would be something that should be in the cards. So we'll do that. I also have contracts for asteroids, so I should take a quick look at asteroids. Oh, and maybe the detecting Sentinel, you know, whatever that is. Where is my asteroid? There we go. Turn all this other stuff off. Alright. Asteroids. Here we go. And just looking at contracts really quick for asteroids. I have a Class A asteroid. I have a Class B that I'm supposed to get into orbit about Eve. And a Class C. So an A, B, or a C would be worth... So that's an E. That's a D. That's an H. That's an E, that's an A. That's good. A's good. So let's keep tracking that. If you want to keep track of it forever, you do have to keep track of it. If I see here, it is getting close to Kerbal. Well, it might not be close to Kerbal because I don't know where Kerbal is, right? Of course. So let's keep track of that one. There's an E, there's an F. And way out here is a tiny A-class asteroid. Okay, let's track you. Who's coming whipping in. Oh, intersecting Kerbal in 228 days. So that might be the one, because the first one I saw here. Here, let's just turn on the ones I'm tracking now. This one here doesn't look like it's intersecting Kerbal at all. It's really close by though, but this one's intersecting Kerbal. Coming at it from a good angle, but intersecting Kerbal nonetheless. That might be a fun one. Okay, so I'm going to set an alarm. Can I do this? Set an alarm. This is in 228 days, so this is going to be A-class asteroid. Encounter. And I don't need to link it to the vessel. I'm going to just put it at 220 days just to give me some heads up time to it. And we're going to add that alarm. So that'll always be there for me to look at. Okay. Finally, one last thing. One last thing. And then we'll go and we'll try and build something. Pick a contract and build something to do said contract. I remember there was a Sentinel mission here. This one? Nope. Sentinel. That one. We'll grab that too. Okay. Alright, let's pick a contract. What should we do? What should we do? What should we do? Or a combination. I think I'm going to try and do a rover on the moon. I knew I have a contract. Oh my god, I have too many contracts. I keep saying I have too many contracts, and what do? I grab more. Okay, I do have these conduct high-resolution scans of Minmus. Let's get those guys rolling. I think that's a better plan. So, multispectral scan of Minmus. I got surveys of the moon. B-class, C-class asteroid. That's the Gilly stuff. I'll have to get to that later. Sentinel 1. Alright, there we go. We're going to do some more. We're going to do these right here. We're going to send some probes out and do some scanning of Minmus. Maybe we'll do just one. We can get away with just one. I think so. I think so. I think so. Alright. We're going to do some SCANsat scans of Minmus. So we got a high resolution visual. Let's start with an octo probe core just to sort of get us started. And a high resolution visual scan, if I go to the science, I believe is this fella. So we're going to need this thing. We have to do a low resolution altimetry scan and a multispectral scan, and I think both of those can be done with this, if I'm not mistaken. It tells you. Here it is. The biome scans and a low res altimetry scan. Oh no, it's visual low res and resource low res. Shoot, okay. I need a low res altimetry scan, so I also need that. So I'm going to need this fella and this fella. And the question is, do I want to put all this on one satellite? And I think the answer is going to be yes, of course I do. Of course I want to put all this on one satellite. So let's do that. Let's see what we can do. So we need to build a probe that can get itself out to Minmus. I need to fashion myself a bit of a budget. So if you just give me just a moment, I'm going to open up my little spreadsheet that none of you can see. I can show it to you, I'm pretty sure. I know I can. Just gotta find it. There we go. And I always get peep here. I'll show people my spreadsheet. Let me just set this up. All done on the fly. There it is. And now you can see it. So this is my spreadsheet here. Get it so that you can see all of it. There we go. And if you want to, like, I get people to ask me to make this available to people, but I just don't want to end up, it's not set up very easily. But if you want to know how to make them, I do have a video on it. Again, you can look down my tutorials. You'll find somewhere one of these. But what I really want to look at is just the Minmus line here. So it's 930 to get the Minmus. And it's 150 for the Minmus capture on this little map. That'll be good. That's all I need. So let's get rid of this. Like, there we go. Back to here. So that gives me 930 plus 150 is 1,080. Plus about another 1,000. Okay, I got a number in my head now. So let's see. Let's see what we can do. First of all, I need to build something that's going to look a damn sight better than this. So let's get some structural bits. Like octagonal struts are always a favorite. And we can stick some things on the side here. This one on the side here, maybe. What are the masses of those two things in comparison to each other? This one's 125 kilograms, this one's 75 kilograms, so this one's 50 kilograms more, but I think I should be okay. What do I got for batteries? I know I'm going to need them. Now, is this a smart thing, putting them all on the same probe? I could do separate probes. Let's just look at some. This thing needs an best altitude is 300 kilometers. This guy, best altitude is 70 kilometers. Can go as high as 250, so maybe stay around. Okay. This guy's best altitude is 350. Can go as low as. Okay, I am gonna put them all, but I'm gonna go for a 200 kilometer altitude. That should satisfy all of them, hopefully. All right. Batteries. Which one runs through the night? I think it is that one requires daylight. This guy runs through the night. Right here, it uses 1 unit of electric charge per second. Kerbal night, or sorry, the Minmus night at an altitude of 200 kilometers. Here, I can show this on my spreadsheet again. Why is it not showing up? Oh, because I'm clicking the wrong one. There we go. I got it set up here, so if I can put in 200 kilometers and just tab, it tells me that my night is 1,469 meters per second. So I have something using 1 kilowatt of electrical charge. I assume the units are kilowatts, but I don't know if that's right. So over the course of the night, it's going to drain, where did I write this down? Right here. 1469 units of electric charge. And do I have somewhere here? What I want, there's no way that's right. Okay, I see. So if I put in, I want to be able to generate over the course of the day. It'll generate nothing. There we go. So that'll generate, if I just get 2 kilowatts of electrical generation on this, I'll be fine. So let's just go to here. Oops, use that. That's the last time I'm putting that there, because that's my problem. I forget to turn it off again. This generates 1.6. This will be fine. Stop making life so complicated. There. And I also need about 1,500 units of electrical storage. Might go with the long, skinny ones. Okay, I got... That's 200. That's 400. Each of these is 400, so that's another 8. That's 1,200. If I just go... That's 4 times 4 is 1,600, plus that is like so much. You can go with 3 of these. There's my little battery bank. Yeah, we might need to do some playing with this, but it's sort of working in the right direction. Oh, and then I have my... There. I had my chat covered up there for a while too. There's too many windows going. Yeah, I was just looking at it. Was mentioning in the chat about the height requirements, and I'm just, I think I got that covered. I think I got that covered. I mean, it'd be easy enough as well to just, I think this is going to be okay. Extend this. There we go. And then people tell me I should do RP1 live, and like, look at the disaster this. Look at how loosey-goosey I'm being with this. Just because I want to get it done in a hurry. Let's do just a single one of these. I'm thinking of lights. There we go. Put that in the middle. So when the lights come on, it'll hopefully light up this stack a little bit. Not sure if it will or not, but it's a nice thought, at least. Okay, I need some fuel tanks. That's pretty big. That is pretty big. Oh, that's not a fuel tank, no. Let's just get back into... All I'm looking at is this transition here. You know what? Just put another one of these on it. And then maybe like a 1.875 meter tank. I'm thinking this is going to get pretty big pretty quick. I'm looking for a Delta V about 2,000. And a TWR at about... Here, this one's better. Oh no, there we go. That's way too much already. Doesn't need to be as big as that. That's still way too much. Okay. For whatever reason, I thought this thing was going to have to be monstrous, but it clearly doesn't have to be. That's still a little bit too much. The spark might be a good choice, though. Actually, a couple of these. I'm thinking of using some of those little radial dubers, like these little fellas. That's a pretty thing. I like that. I like it. I do. We're going to put an engine plate on the bottom of that just to help with the transition into the next stage. That is you. There we go. Send this fella to Minmus. This is Minmus Mapsat. Not too sophisticated. Yep, communications, definitely, that's coming too. Sort of thinking one thing at a time. So antenna just needs a single communitron. We'll do it just locally. I'm sure I can find a home for you in here. A single one like that, I think will do it. Maybe just even a little bit out. Gonna have to put some sort of big fairing around this thing too. I don't know about you, but I'm rather liking it. I think it's okay. It's okay. I think it needs more lights. Everything needs more lights. These are just going to be kind of ambery, blinky lights. Like every half half second. I think this is a thing. We can start to look at. Let's just go like that. I think that'll be fine. This needs to be a lot shorter. Action groups on the light action group. Clearly put on lights, but I'm also going to toggle on the antennas and the solar panels. Tract. Okay, next, I'm gonna put a big fairing around this. There we go. Let's start with the smaller fairing. It's already bigger than it needs to be there. Let's shrink this. Wait a second. Can I get rid of the shroud business? Now I'm wondering. I'm thinking of losing the engine plate. Going with a different idea. If I'm putting a fairing around it, then I don't need the engine plate. Excuse me just for a sec. Get a little drink of water. There we go. How about using like this guy? This guy. Oh my golly. That guy. Turning on the interstage nodes. Or not. Just get this guy. Just turn off the shroud. And that just goes, yeah, I don't need the interstage nodes. There. That's a lot simpler. Much simpler. Up we go. Oh, you know what I'm forgetting though? Sorry, my mistake. Is this thing relatively balanced? Oh, I need additional reaction wheels too. Sorry, that's another thing I need. There's no reaction wheels in the. So I'm gonna remove that. And in there are gonna go a pair of these small reaction wheels. I'm sure that will do. There, and I want to open up RCS Build Aid. And there is a little bit of torque happening here. A little bit of a turning force. You can see it wants to turn that way around in a, from this perspective, a clockwise direction. So that means there is too much weight here. Conversely, not enough weight there, which makes sense. It does make perfect sense. But can I cheat that a little bit by grabbing this and just moving it inwards? Yep, that's reducing the torque. I don't want to make it look terrible, but I can make it look, you know, do it a little bit, I think. That did a lot. Okay, I'm just going to stop there. I don't even think it looks that bad. It's off. Okay, now we're back to this. Build the fairing. Big on the fairing front, but I think it's doable. Clamshell deploy. Let's go with 3 sides. Lots of force. Okay. I'm gonna try. So I need a total DV of about 4,700 meters per second at delta V. That's what I'm gonna go for. We're gonna go with, maybe if I can get away with it, this kind of a thing with a reliant on the bottom. That's too much. Plenty of thrust on the bottom. 4,700 I think is what I said, didn't I? I believe I did. Yeah. Let's put in a little bit more fuel just to sort of not play it so fast and loose. Some additional reaction wheels here in the middle. Some little bitty tail fins. I think pretty close. What do people think? I think it's looking okay. Let's just play with... I'm going to make this one sort of orange and kind of dark. I'm just going to play with these stock textures. I'm not going to get into the... There we go. Okay, same with you. Orangey one. There. I think that's pretty good. We're going to put the fairing onto the gear action group, and then that way I can deploy it when I want. So we're just going to take it out of the staging diagram like so. We have to adjust our launch TWR a little bit. Not too much. There. Don't forget you have only a spark engine on the second stage. I do, but that spark engine is giving me 1.05 a thrust to weight ratio 1.05, which should be plenty from the upper atmosphere on. I got into trouble with that with my last build for sure, but I think I'm okay this time. Of course, when you overlook things, it's hard to know what you've overlooked. If I knew what I was overlooking, then I won't overlook it, right? Didn't that make sense? I think it makes sense. But we're going to go with this. We're going to launch it, and we're going to see what happens. That's what we're going to do. I really got to start thinking about saving some pennies, though, and maybe doing some tourist contracts or something. I'm thinking I could just wanting more money because I can see I'm going to want to upgrade. Ah, shoot, that came out black. I forgot that that happens. Okay. Very cloudy day here. Very cloudy day here at the KSC. Okay, we need to select Minmus as a target. So we can go to here to Celestial Bodies and select Minmus. And right here it's telling me I am only 12 minutes away from the relative ascending node. So that's cool. Put that other one up. So if I come out to Minmus, I gotta look. It should. Am I going? Yeah, I gotta go 6 degrees to the north, and then I'll be in the same plane as Minmus. So we're very close to our launch window. Yeah, let's just do a little bit of time warping and see how this goes. I don't think I'm... let's just do it. Let's just do it. Okay, so I'm just going to time warp here. A little faster. 9 minutes, 8 minutes, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's stop here for a little bit on the time warp. Again, I gotta go 6 degrees to the north. North is getting smaller, so that would be like 84 degrees. I'll go 83. I always like to go a little bit more. What mod tells you this stuff? This is Kerbal Engineer up here at the top. Kerbal Engineer. Okay. I think I'm good. Let's just do that. Okay, 34 seconds. Throttle up. Doesn't have to be launched that precisely, though. Watch our fuel stuff. All right, let's just do it. So throttle up, dump, dump, dump. Okay, stage. Go. And we're off. We're off. You're wondering about the black fairing. That's the Turd mod, which is a retexturing mod, which I didn't really take advantage of. But it doesn't like the stock textures on the fairings for some reason that I don't understand. If you turn it to their textures, it likes it just fine. Okay, we'll lock that onto prograde. I want this to be about 83 degrees, so I can see I need to come southwards a bit. Let that settle out. Okay, through the clouds. Look at that. Beautiful. A little bit more northwards. I think that's great. Right about seems to want maybe settle around 83 degrees. Sure you do. And that's just to get the... I want this inclination to be 6 degrees to match Minmus's plane. Okay, reducing throttle here. Keeping that Apple Wapsis close by. Yeah, there is something different in the way it handles the textures. I'm not quite sure why, but why it gets different. I would imagine the fairing textures are different from the others since they changed the shape. Yeah. There's something different. Okay, now one thing I gotta know in my head, I have to stage this fairing before I can stage my next motor because my next motor is in the fairing. So I cannot forget that. Nobody let me... If I just hit the space bar right now, I'm going to blow the thing up because it's going, no, 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 don't go on orbit yet. What's my inclination like? Still 6 degrees, or 5 degrees. I want it to be 6. So be good. And Aben, pay attention to what you're doing. Once you lock it on orbit, it won't, the inclination won't change much anymore. So I'm almost at right there. I'm almost at a point I can stage the fairing too. That's good. Everything's working great. All good. 5.7 degrees inclination. 5.8. 5.9. Okay, 6. We're going to put that on orbit. That is good. That is good. That is good. Stage the fairings. There's that. Okay. Go for a little longer. All right. Got just 300 meters per second left in this stage. Engine mods are coming from that RSE mod that I was looking at before this one, which is the same thing that gives me the sonic booms. And I notice I'm not getting the I didn't get the sonic booms that time, so I think I have got rid of the sonic booms, which I found a little silly. Okay, we are about to stay. Oh, shoot. I'm just going to stay... No, I'm going to keep it attached. I just noticed my apoapsis is at 82 kilometers. Oh, we're in space. Okay, so we're just going to stage. Beautiful. Nice. Okay, and we're going to put on our lights, and that should deploy everything. That's okay. That worked out actually rather well. Yep, I got a very high periapsis. I had a very steep ascent. Let's start to burn early. So I got a lot of more energy, a lot more speed to still add to this. I'm not at my orbital velocity just yet. The ascent was a little too steep. Pitch up. A lot. A lot. Just looking at that timed apoapsis for people new to the game, I don't want that to get down to 0. Pitch up. Now it's holding at 5 seconds, and now I can start to pitch down as that time starts to increase. Thankfully, I have, I think, a very good budget. I don't think I'm worried for fuel. If you pass your apoapsis, your times, that means you're going down. Your altitude's going down. We don't want that to happen. Keep my heading at 84 too. More. Soon I can probably lock it onto prograde and probably start reducing throttle a little bit. Finisher off. Periapsis is almost there. Good enough. Good enough. Okay, so still have 1,084. It's actually more tight than I anticipated, but I'm hoping it'll be okay. tighter than anticipated. See how we do. I think I'm alright. Oh, we got the moon in the way. I don't like when that happens. Moon's in the way, so we're just going to pop ahead in orbit. There we go. That is way too much. Calm that down. Alright, so we're going for a polar orbit about 200 kilometers. Is what we're doing. This is looking like it's going to hit. It sure does. Alright, that's pretty good. We'll be adjusting on our way there. So that should be good. Okay, yeah, I think we're ready. Let's just get out there. Maybe a little tighter than I otherwise would like, but I think it's going to be okay. Famous last words there. Hopefully the lighting's okay. People can see things all right. Always really hard to judge. Okay. 10 seconds to the burn. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. Just a little bit. Pretty close. Minmus always suddenly is just there. So have to go really slow at the end. That's good enough. Okay, so do a little bit of a correction because clearly I don't want to hit Minmus. Make this as efficient as I can because, well, I think I was already pretty close. Yeah, right about there. All right, so 200 kilometers, I believe I said. Probably a little bit of radial. Should it be radial or should it be... No, a little bit of prograde. Try and get this to be as close to 90 degrees as I can. It's a little hard to judge that from here. Normal. There we go. It's very close on the fuel calculation. Yeah, a little bit closer than what I would normally like. I gotta be honest. But I think I'm okay. Okay, let's get out there. Just missing the moon. Okay, let's watch it from here. Marker there. Let's go for 200. Okay. Solar panels nicely exposed to the sun. All right, so I got 160 meters per second left. Thinking I'm going to be okay, but there's only one way to find out, and that is to get out there and actually do it. So let's warp to here. Yeah, the reason it's so close is because that ascent was pretty crazy. It was way too steep, and then, yeah, I didn't do that very well. Because I was obsessed with talking, and I was obsessed with getting the inclination right. Okay, here we are. Minmus is over there. What is our inclination right now? 90.7. Which way makes it less? Anti-normal makes it more, so normal makes it less. So let's put it back on the normal vector. I mean, 90.7 I'm sure is close enough, but I would like it to be as close as I can get it. Just going to bring down that inclination, so I'm burning just a little bit. Hardly using up any fuel at all, really. 5. Well, I can go faster than this. 4. 3. 90.2, 90.1, 90 degrees. All right, what can I get for my 160? Can I get myself a capture into a circular orbit for 160? I think I can. Oh, I already did it too much. There we go. So captures 170. I got, oh no, it's too much. Oh no, I don't have it. Oh dear. It is too much. Well, it might not be a big deal. What do I get for 160? So my Apple Apps is going to be a little bigger. Oh, I'm hoping. Oh dear. Is that that might be too high for some of my... Ah, I cut it too close. I cut it too close. So 160, I think my apoapsis is going to be too high for some of those scanners. Oopsie doodles. Well, I could maybe in the future send some, we'll see how it works. I could send something up here with a bit more fuel and that grabber unit on it. Or get some Kerbals out here with some docking ports. That's not a bad idea. Put a little bit more fuel in it. But basically, I'm just going to be burning this till it's dry. Ah. A little bit too much shooting from the hip. And go. Yeah, I think some Kerbals have to come out here. I think that's probably the best plan. Basically, I'm just running this till it goes dry. I mean, I think it'll sort of work, but I don't think it's going to work that well. Okay, there we go. She is dry. We can turn on our scanners. So start the visual scan. Start the multispectral scan. And start the radar scan. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to pin these and we're going to watch what they do as it's the radar and this one. So let's get rid of our contracts. Let's switch this to Minmus. So we should be starting to see a map of Minmus here as we do some time warping. But what I'm really looking at is when I get to this high altitude, do any of these like kind of stop working? Where's Minmus? There we go. So what's my apoapsis is almost 400 kilometers. Refresh. See, so there's the biome scan happening. There's the altimetry scan happening, but it noticed it stopped. And I think now the altimeter is too high. Does it say anything to that effect here? Not sure it's going to give me any kind of message here. Oh, here it is. Status too high. See that? Status is suboptimal. Status is ideal. So the altimeter turns off when we get too high. So this is now pretty close to its maximum height. This says ideal, this says ideal, this says too high. Oh, I just realized I have that still locked to retrograde. We'll refresh this so you can see how the altimeter turned itself off. Visual scan should still be working. It is. And the biome scan should still be working. It is. So 2 of the 3 are working. 1 of the 3 is sort of working. Okay, I don't know if it's worth bringing a Kerbal here or not, but it's sort of starting to get going. Let's see, what time is it? Time to head back, I think. So back to the Space Center we go. And in my efforts to get more contracts going, what's going to be my next one? Go back here. Let's do one of these rover ones. I have a rover one on the moon and a rover one for Minmus. So let's take a look at my moon rover. What about the idea? Oh, I don't know. No, I'll just do it. Keep it simple. Let's look in here. I might already have a rover that's more or less capable of doing this. Banging off contracts. Okay, so what do we got here? Open. Do I have some sort of rover? Can I search this way? Yes. Here I have just the word rover. What is this thing? What is this thing? Look at that. Look at that. Aren't you cute? Look at you. Well, it's got RCS. Okay. Okay. So let's take a closer look at our rover. So what I need to do is do the seismic scan. So that's with this guy. So hide this. Hide this. Hide this. Do seismic surface. So this has it. How much delta V? Because I'm noticing I'm using monoprop as the motors here. So if I turn this to translation forward, there we go. It has 136 meters per second of delta V in there. And then with this on top, it has a total of 5,256 meters per second. I think this is something capable of landing on the moon, wouldn't you think? So 5,200, it's got to be able to land on the moon. Plus the 136 I had in there is about 5,120. A quick look at my, it's got to be able to land on the moon. Let's just do it. Let's just do it. Now notice I'm getting that black texture again, so I'm going to try and fix that. Make it just shiny. There we go. I'm going to go life on the edge. This is clearly old. It's got oh no, it's got some asparagus staging happening here. Let's just send this to the moon. What do you think? Just go for it. We don't say that enough in this game. Just go for it. So we're going to, all the staging seems sensible. I think so. Yeah. Launch. Go. It's got what it needs. It's got what it needs. Banging off the contracts. Okay, we're going to warp to sunrise. Oh, I can't do that from here. Okay, I have to do it this way then, I guess. So we can see what we got. All right, and we are on our way to the moon. So on, and let's hope this works. Oh, I'm still time warping. Going, why is nothing working? Oh, and go. Oh, it's an interesting little guy, that's for sure. Try and do a better ascent than I did last time. Knocking that over. This time we're going to the moon, so there's no reason to go to the north or to the south. We just want to stick on 90 degrees. Okay, we're about to lose these guys. Not on there for very long. I like that staging sound. That is nice. That is nice. Okay, I'm falling over a little bit too quickly this time, so I'm going to lock that onto prograde, not again, or lock that off the prograde, you know, like whatever. A little sloppy today. A little sloppy today. Just trying to keep this from falling over too quickly. So we're well over 10 kilometers, and then once we're do it now. Lock it back. There we go. Still doesn't want to be on 90 degrees though. Okay. So we're reusing an old Rover. I should probably rename this thing, because I bet you there's one sitting somewhere, either on Minmus or on the moon, and it just says Rover on it. So I'll call this, like, Rover 2. Where's the spark motor? Okay, the motors must be in there, so... I'm worried again. I thought for a moment I had to do the fairing before the staging, but I don't think I do. We're going to have very close to each other. We're about to lose... Here, let's do the fairing. And... That's a lovely sound. I love it. I really do. It's tilting to one side a little bit. It's not quite balanced, that Rover. Got a couple of spark engines there. You can tell it wants to pull one way, right? A little bit. Rover 2 Electric Boogaloo. I like it. You know what's funny is I just unlocked a whole bunch of new Rover parts, including the Rove Max, so I could have built myself a new Rover, but you know, I got this one here, so I figure why not just use it. I also have a Rover to go to Minmus too. There we go. I'm over 80 kilometers. Oh, let's put the brakes on to keep the wheels from spinning. That just bugs me. And let's get her into space. So, almost in orbit. Unlike the last time, my periapsis is in the positive, so almost up to orbital velocity. Some antenna. Oh, there is a scanning arm on it. You are right. This guy's overkill. He's got a scanning arm. Maybe we can look to do some scanning even though the contract doesn't ask for it. But you're right, there is a little scanning arm on there. We can go look for things to scan, maybe. Okay, let's finish this off. Oh, I love that sound. It's so good. Okay. That is darn close to 80 by 80. Don't have any of the good lock twos because my probe core on there is pretty old. But there it is. We still got 1,954 meters per second. I'm hoping that that's going to be enough to get it to the moon. Do a little bit of just get these solar panels in a good spot. Let's rename this too. So rename down here. It is just Rover. This is now Rover 2. What's Electric Boogaloo? Alright, and you're a Rover. But I'm looking at the time of the stream, and I'm thinking, this is probably a good time for me to end it. So will join me again next week. That we'll get this guy to the moon. I got another one. I got another Rover contract to go to Minmus. We'll see how those Minmus scanners do, whether I need to adjust that orbit or not. If I do, I need to send some Kerbals out to it and see if we can bang off some of these other contracts that I've been building up too much of. But that's all going to have to be for next week. So in the meantime, thank you everybody in the chat. Thank you everybody watching this at a later date. Extra special thank you to my Patreon patrons and YouTube members who directly support this channel. Don't forget, coming out, I think I'm going to go for Saturday. I'm going to drop that RP1 video. Different format than from before, but I'm hoping people will like it anyway. Have yourself a fantastic weekend, and we'll see you all next week. Bye, everybody.